the common question that gets wrapped up in that is, should we train team sport athletes to sprint like sprinters? Does anybody want to kind of expand on that a little bit? Go on, Wildy. I can see your mouth open. Nick's off mute.
Okay. So I think sometimes, as coaches, we can fall into the trap of thinking that, if a team sport athlete is sprinting more like an elite sprinter does, then it's a sign that they're sprinting faster. And it's certainly not the case. I think sometimes team sport athletes are essentially shoehorned into performing, say, the classical technical model of elite sprinters, which might be appropriate for some of them. But other than, a select few, it's at best not going to be that necessarily productive, and at worst, potentially damaging to their performance. Now, I do think a generalized technical model is important, gives you something to work towards, but we can't be really precise about it. And we have a tendency as coaches to base our technical models off those that perform best in a given task. And I guess whilst I do, again, believe technical models are important, we can't neglect the needs of individuals at times. Sprinters are blessed with a set of genetic traits and a musculoskeletal structure that affords them the ability to sprint fast with a certain technique. And they're largely quite different to team sport athletes. And there are even sizable disparities physically between team sport athletes, owing to differences in height, body mass, limb stiffness regulation, relative location of tendon attachments to bones, and other factors. And each individual needs to learn to control their own body architecture to produce skilled sprinting. But these inter-athlete differences form the foundation of our preferred movement patterns or sprinting strategies. So for that reason, I think we can't rely on a precise one-size-fits-all technical model based on elite sprinters. And we've got to allow for that variation within whatever technical model we use.